Hey, welcome back to the Big Red Zone. We are very excited for today's show. It's the Thanksgiving show, and later on in the show, we're going to draft our all-time Thanksgiving meals. Before that, we're going to get to the NFL. Crazy week in the NBA with free agency, the draft, and all that good stuff. All that and more on this week's episode of the Big Red Zone. Welcome to the podcast. It is the Big Red Zone. I'm your host, Big Red. As always, I am joined by Danny Football, producer John, and we have a big week this week. It's Thanksgiving week. This episode comes out probably, I think, the day before Thanksgiving. I think
that would be Wednesday. Yep,
Wednesday.
Comes out in like 8 hours.
Comes out in 8 hours. We're doing it a day late. But that's okay. It's comes doing it.
We're doing this for you. We're doing this for you.
This is for you, people. So happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Any special plans, fellas? I know it's kind of a weird year where it's probably no one's going anywhere, but
no, it's gonna be low key, man.
Low key, yeah. Same. Well, that's boring. Let's
tell us what you're doing for Thanksgiving. Leave it in the comments.
Tell us. Let us know. Let's hear what.
Let the Big Red Zone be part of it. Put on an episode during.
I think dinner. That's a great idea. When everyone's chowing down, instead of watching football, let's listen to the Big Red Zone. Later in the show, we're gonna do another installment of the all-time series where we're gonna draft our all-time plates for Thanksgiving. So we'll draft our teams plate, and we'll just go through our favorite meals of Thanksgiving. I think it's going to be a fun little segment. On that note, pivoting into last week's wrestling one, Big Red came out with a big W over the fellas.
Some would call that a winning streak.
Some would call that a winning streak. I'm on a kind of a roll. So hopefully I can.
Some would call that Polegate.
Polegate. Mm-hmm. I'm not stacking the polls, but
get after him, Big Red. Get after him.
But we definitely need more votes. We didn't have enough votes in this poll. If you were a big who's Samoa Joe fan,
Eddie Guerrero fan,
if you were a big Samoa Joe fan, you didn't show your support for
stand up, guys,
Danny
please,
football.
Please.
If you were a big Undertaker fan, R.I.P. I saw just retired.
Dead.
Oh my!
No, he
God.
just retired. They said rest.
Imagine we can get that rumor started. That'd be crazy.
He said Undertaker rests in peace. That was his final word.
Well, that was just the character, but
right. That's what I'm saying.
Right. I thought you were putting Mark
guys
Calloway
are
in the ground.
wrestling fans over here.
I'm only a wrestling fan. I don't care about the real life part.
I thought you were wrestling fans, producer John. I'm just quoting the.
You're making him apologize.
I'm so sensitive. I'm sorry. I'm so sensitive. It's a rough night. Until he retires again in like 6 months.
Oh my God! It's gonna be like Conor McGregor.
He'll probably come out of retirement. He's already done.
He still needs to be inducted into the Hall of Fame.
True.
But make sure you vote. Get after this.
Tell a friend and tell a friend to vote.
That's right. You can vote on our Instagram. Make sure you follow us on Instagram and Twitter. Actually, you can vote on Twitter at Big Red Zone. Make sure you follow us there. Also, subscribe to the channel on YouTube and hit the like button on this video, as well as all our other videos. You can leave us a review on Apple Podcasts and tell a friend. Please tell just one friend. Make sure you tell a friend about the
Makes
pod.
a world of difference for us. Put the smile on my face.
We're growing, people. Almost 1K on Instagram.
The brand is getting big.
It's growing. We're big things to come for the podcast.
When last YouTube video did good.
Last YouTube video did very well. Good stuff, people. So, without further ado, we're going to get to our first segment of the show, Weekend Recap. It's the Weekend Recap. All right, so for Weekend Recap, we're going to start off with the pick of the week, the game of the week. Danny Football decided to go against Big Red last week in picks of the week. He wonder if we
I was feeling dangerous, man. I was feeling dangerous.
I hope maybe we can play a flashback right here. He's hyped it up big he said, a big unveil. And let me tell you, he doubled down on
I was feeling
Kyler
good.
Murray, and it didn't work out. So initial reactions, Danny Football, to the Seahawks-Cardinals game. The Seahawks coming out on top.
Kyler almost pulled another one out of nowhere, but he just couldn't get it done this week. I was feeling good. Kyler played well. They had the Hail Mary rallying around D-Hop. But Russ showed his experience. It was a big step up for him and kind of a step back for Kyler in terms of playing winning football. Similar stat lines, but if you watch the game, it was night and day compared to the two quarterbacks.
The Seahawks were in control almost pretty much the entire game.
Yeah.
And if you look back to the last time, the Seahawks were in control for most of that game except for the end. So I think experience wins. I think the Seahawks are way more experienced. But with that said, the Arizona Cardinals have a lot of good things going. They got their franchise quarterback. They got the franchise wide receiver. We'll see what Drake is. He's a young talent. He's been hurt this year, so it's hard to get a gauge on him. But finding a running back in this league is tough. So a productive one, that is. So they seem to have that. They got a nice young coach. But again, not much experience from the coaching staff, like head coach, compared to Pete Carroll, who's been in the league for 100 years. You got Russ, who has, he's a stud, and he's been in the league. He has a lot of experience versus Kyler, who's year 2. And you got, D-Hop's been in the league, but you got a lot of young talent on that team. So I think experience will help with that team grow. I think they got a lot of good things going there. The thing I didn't like in that game, I feel like they got to get D-Hop involved more in that. I don't know if it was game plan, if it was just they were taking him out of the game. But they gotta try to get D-Hop more involved going forward to, like I don't want to talk too much about it, but the Saints game, they were working their wide receivers in. You know what I mean? With Woods and Kupp. Like first possession, Goff looked at Kupp, I think 6 or 7 times. So, for receptions. D-Hop can't have you can't have D-Hop have 5 receptions of 51 yards and no touchdown. You need to get him more involved in the Larry Fitzgerald should not be the leading receptions and passing yards on your team.
Yeah, and I think I've said it before that this team kind of goes up and down. It's more of a roller coaster team that 1 week they pop, 1 week they kind of disappoint, and it was just kind of a disappointing week for them. They had the Hail Mary last week, and then they came out this week against a tough Seahawks team, and I think it was just a wall of adversity that they weren't ready for.
And that's youth, that's experience, and I think I think they'll be fine, and like I said, they're going to be good for years to come.
Yeah, they definitely have a good window.
So we'll see how they go. And they could make a little splash in the playoffs. I think they have a chance.
100%. Yeah, they'll be in. They'll get in.
So for game 2, we're going to look at, we never get to do this Monday night game because we're normally recording on Monday night, but we're going to go Monday Night Football. Rams versus the Bucks. Rams beat the Bucks. I've said it a million times, and this game proved it. The Bucks are not winning the Super Bowl. Cancel your bets if you can. Do not bet on the Bucks to win the Super Bowl. I don't know what.
I got to give you credit. You've been consistent on this the entire time.
Ever
since Brady signing.
It just it's too good to be true. First, let's do the compliment sandwich that I like to do. The Rams look phenomenal. I had Kupp and Woods in my fantasy league. Only played Kupp because I was debating on which one to play. I wish I played both of them. Unbelievable game for them. I want to pull up the stat line here.
I'll kind of save you here, but I was not a big believer in the Rams, but they did prove me wrong last night.
So Kupp, 11 receptions, 145 yards.
Jeez.
Robert Woods, 12 receptions, 130 yards, and a touchdown. And then after that, it's like it was spread around a little bit. The rookie Van Jefferson got his first touchdown, which is kind of cool. And Cam Akers, who's been kind of disappointing this year, he got a touchdown, receiving touchdown in the game. Jared Goff had a career day. He threw the ball 51 times. I think it's obvious they have no faith in their running game whatsoever. He threw the ball 51 times, 376 yards, 3 touchdowns, and threw 2 picks. Weren't great picks. He had the game of his life, man. Like he played really well. You think he maybe thinking about the Super Bowl a little bit. He wanted to get a little extra on Tom, but Tom, I mean, 2 interceptions, 2 touchdowns, which is good, and 216 yards. It's amazing to me that they're struggling this much. When you look at Antonio Brown, there was one drive that they really got him involved, and I think that's where he got most of his catches, but only 57 yards. Chris Godwin, 53 yards. Mike Evans, 49 yards. Godwin and Evans had the 2 touchdowns. Gronk, who some games has like 60 yards, now only had 25. Leonard Fournette, who people on this show bashed us.
Get him.
Bashed us for our opinion on Leonard Fournette. 3 drops. Take it from someone that affected their fantasy football chances of in the playoffs. 3 drops killed that team. And they're underachieving even more than I thought they would. Sorry, go ahead.
So what it's looking like is I think this Bucs team is going to live and die depending on how their rushing goes, because they only had those 47 yards from Jones, Fournette, and Antonio Brown.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, I mean, if you can stuff the run on the Bucs, you're pretty much good. You're good to win the game.
Which is crazy to say because they have a guy named Tom Brady throwing the football. Who would have thought you make Tom Brady throw the ball, you're going to win the game? But that goes both ways too with the Rams. The Rams had a terrible rushing day too. They had Malcolm Brown with 20 yards and Cam Akers with 15 and Darrell Henderson with 5. Higbee had one of those with a 1 for 1 yard.
And they just managed to outgun them.
Yeah.
Despite all their talent, they outgunned the Bucs.
You have 2 and they did it with 2 receivers pretty much. 2 receivers had, if you look at just the 2 receivers, Woods and Kupp, they had 23 receptions between the 2 of them. They had 275 yards and a touchdown. 275 of the 376. So, and then you find 100 yards out of those other people. Is that right? Did I do my math right? That sounds right. Yeah, 275.
I believe in your math.
That's crazy. That's insane. We'll never see that again. 23 receptions out of a possible 39 were to 2 people, and
the Bucs knew exactly what was going to happen to him, and they did it anyway.
It's crazy. So one of the questions I raised about Tom Brady, we're seeing a lot of, what is it meaning? Like Tom's struggling, the Patriots are struggling. I think they needed each other. I don't think they needed each other to be great, but I've always been a proponent that Bill and Tom needed each other to be what they are today. But it raises the question, would Brady be doing the same thing he is doing in Tampa if he was in New England? Would he be having success?
I think he'd be having a season similar to last year where he's trying to make it work with these lesser receivers, and they are a rushing-heavy team. Would they have a better record than they do right now? Probably. But I don't think they'd be anything crazy like the Steelers, who are undefeated.
Yeah, I agree. For everyone saying, we would be, Super Bowl favorites, I don't think so.
No, I don't think so. Especially with Jules out, that's his main guy.
If you look at some of the games, maybe the Seattle game, we find a way to win that game. But Cam played really well in that game, minus the
Bills game.
The Bills game, I mean, he probably does. They're doing more of passing in that situation, but he's not probably running out and trying to pick up yardage, so he probably wouldn't fumble that. So maybe a couple games here and there, but
nothing too crazy. I don't think it completely changes anything.
Maybe that Broncos game, if he's in, he doesn't lose that. Maybe the Texans game that we're going to talk about in a minute. maybe he game manages that, but it's hard to tell. I think we'd be in the same spot. With that being said, let's get this over with.
Yeah, we're going for a big negative sandwich here. Not a lot of compliments on this one.
Not a lot of compliments on the. The compliment is it's over. The game's over. This is a bad loss. This is pretty brutal to all the tankers out there. I mean, this is like this just helps prove the point that they should be like this is a bad loss for the New England Patriots.
What really hurt me the most was we were coming off the Ravens win, and I was kind of hoping that was going to be like the turning point, and especially against a Texans team whose number we've had for years. And man, they just came out flat.
Not even a Texans team that we've had their number. We've had the number against a AFC playoff team. This is a trash team this year.
This was a 2-7 team at the time.
This is a shell of itself, and we choked. We just did bad. And I blame some of it. I blame this game, I think, completely on the defense. I mean, yeah, the offense that needs to get some extra plays, but for everyone that's blaming
defense was bad, man. The defense was bad.
The defense was awful.
They weren't stopping anything.
They made 0 adjustments at halftime, and I blame that on that's why I say a little bit on coaching.
Will Fuller had a day, man.
Will Fuller did have a day. But looking at Cam, everyone that was complaining about Cam, he made some bad throws, yeah, don't get me wrong. 365 yards.
He was trying.
He threw a touchdown.
He had a bomb to Bird, yeah.
Cam Newton was not the problem in that game.
No.
He was not the problem. The defense was bad. Let me say some of this. 344 yards to Deshaun Watson, 2 touchdown passes, and 36 yards rushing with a touchdown. That's your problem right there. You're giving up 80 yards to Will Fuller. You're giving up 83, a career day for Jordan Atkins. Brandon Cooks, former Patriot, 85 yards on only 4 receptions.
So
that's the problem.
I mentioned the rushing earlier with the Bucs. The Texans got 19 rushing yards out of the running backs. You knew they were going to throw this game, and they still beat you.
19 yards out of your running back, and not counting Deshaun's 36.
Right.
19
the men you pay to run the ball.
You got, and I can't, I don't understand it.
I can see your blood boiling. I can see it.
It's ridiculous. And the thing I don't like also, if we look at the offensive play calling here, I forget what it was on the first drive, but I want to say it was like 6 rushes and like 30-something yards for Damian Harris with the touchdown. He finished with 11 carries and 43 yards. Why in the world did we get away from Damian Harris?
Yeah, I wasn't sure what was going on. It seemed like It seemed like McDaniels thought we were down more than we were and just abandoned the run game.
Why in the world?
We were down 1 score.
And I'd have to check. I have to fact check me here, if you can. Write in the comments if I'm wrong.
Ready to fly.
I know all the Leonard Fournette lovers are going to start calling me out here. I think going into this game, I think the Texans were ranked 30th, 31, towards the bottom, their defense against the run. It was something like that. They were really I don't think they were too good against the run. I could be wrong on that, but I think I heard that. And you ran the ball. You just ran it. Like carries-wise, you had 11 for Damian Harris and 5 for James White. 4 for Rex Burkhead, which I hope he's okay.
They are third to last. That may have changed after the Patriots game, but they're third to last right now.
So they were 29. I thought they were 30, but they were 29.
They probably were 30 when we were playing.
So they're really bad against the run. Your first drive, you march with Damian Harris with 43 yards. You have Cam Newton, who we just love because he runs all over the place. why did we want to why did we get away from that?
Something had to have happened with McDaniels, or something must have happened that they thought we just need to go bombs away.
James White had a big screen pass. Why did we get away from screen passes? Why did we get away from doing dink and dunk and conservative plays? I did like the one, if you want to compliment Sandwich, I did like the trick play to throw over to like the double pass from Cam Newton.
I don't know if that deep pass to Bird maybe just got them going and thinking, all right, we're going to pass on these guys now.
It's like, I don't understand it. I really don't. I mean, N'Keal Harry wasn't great. Jacoby Myers was taken out. Dante Moncrief, who is a new addition, caught one pass. Good for him. We're in trouble, fellas. Ryan Izzo came alive on the last drive. He caught 2 passes and 59 yards on the last drive.
Yeah.
Thanks for showing up, pal.
That's why I sprinkled in lack of receivers for who's to blame, because this offense is brutal.
Looking down the stretch here at the games, my preseason prediction going into this season, I thought the Patriots would be either, I think I said 10-6 or like around 10-6, 9-7. 10-6, maybe one game above. There's a chance of them being 10-6, but they got to be pretty much perfect for the rest of the time. And let's look at this, shall we? We have the Cardinals coming to the Patriots after a tough loss. That's going to be a tough game for the Patriots, to say the least. You play the Chargers at the Chargers. They can't close. I think you.
That's a winnable game.
That's a definite winnable game. The Rams.
Winnable?
That's a close. It's a primetime game. Close.
It's winnable, but I don't feel too good about it after the Bucs game now.
After your defense was terrible against the Texans.
Yeah, I can only imagine what Kupp and Woods are going to do to us.
Now, the difference is Goff isn't that as mobile as Watson. So maybe you can control him a little more. Then you go to the Miami, who, that's winnable. The Bills, who I think they'll end up winning that game, and then the Jets the last week. You got 3 division games the last 3 weeks. So those are big games, all 3 games. The Chargers, you have to win.
We were so much more optimistic last week, man.
I mean, you had to win the Texans.
This hurts so bad.
This was a tough loss. But, I mean, for the Tankers, what choice do we have?
It's too late now. We're already 4-6.
We're 4-6. The Jets are getting the number 1 pick. They're getting Lawrence. It's done. Like, there's no way. Unless they somehow are idiots and they pick up a game somewhere, and then maybe the Jags get the 1 pick. But it's close. The Bengals are 2-7-1. The Chargers are 3-7. The Texans are 3-7. I bet they're ticked off about that win. Could have been 2-8 and kind of locked up a top pick. You don't really have a choice. Oh, that's just
we have the 15th pick right now.
Yeah, like it's ridiculous.
Damn.
There's a lot of 3-7s. Then, not to mention, you have the debauchery in the NFC East.
Yeah, one of those teams is going to have a good draft pick and be in the playoffs.
They can't be in the playoffs. Like I think they just go like the playoff teams and they rank them from there. I don't think they can have if the Eagles get into the playoffs, they can't have a top 10 pick and be in the playoffs.
They may have found the loophole, man. Maybe this is how you build a team. Technically you have a playoff culture and an extremely high pick. Draft.
What was the question? I think last week or the week before. Has there ever been a
10-loss team
the playoffs with the 10 losses? I'm telling you right now, there's a strong possibility this is going to happen.
It's looking like it's going to happen, man.
Like, let's look at the Eagles. The Eagles play the Packers, lost.
Yeah, we went through the schedule last week. Yeah, it was pretty close.
Saints, yeah, there's a ton of losses for the Eagles.
And then everyone else had pretty rough schedules too.
Yeah. So, the But getting back to the Patriots, it's a tough loss. It's a big week. Now, knowing the Patriots, and I've said this before, they're going to pick up a win against Arizona. Like, I can already see it happening. Like, it's like you lose against this sorry team, and then you come out and play perfect football against Arizona, who's a far better team. So
just when we're out, they're going to drag us back in.
Yeah. They're taking a page out of the Celtics playbook and just getting my hopes up, and then
we'll get to them. We'll get to them later.
Oh yeah, I have a lot to say about that. But before we get into that, let's move on to our next segment, Picks of the Week. Picks of the Week. All right, as I said, we had a big matchup last week, Picks of the Week. We have one game that we had to watch. Danny Football learned his lesson this time. He's not picking against... I'm not going
to pick against you ever again.
He's not picking against bigger... I think we need to do that more. That made it more exciting.
If we're tied, we should do it. Every time we're tied, we should do it.
Well, I hope we're never tied again.
See what happens after this week.
Back. So, Zach, you're 4-4.
Mm-hmm.
Who are you going with this week?
I'm going to go with my Thanksgiving tradition. I always watch this game. I'm going to go Lions over Texans. Lions game is always on when we're chowing down. And I think the Texans are going to come back down to earth, man, after this big Pats win.
You got to get a draft pick.
Exactly. They need to get back on track. They mess up their chances. But yeah, I think they just play like themselves. They're trash. The Lions are probably just a little less trash. And they pick up a big win for old Matty P.
I think they're going to also, I think the Lions are getting back Kennedy Galladay and Swift back.
Yeah, reload the weapons, yeah.
So I think they're going to win. This is Matt Stafford's favorite day of the year. He always has a great day. I'm considering benching Russell Wilson for Matt Stafford. That's not serious, but I am considering benching Cam Newton for Matt Stafford for this week.
And it's looking like you have the other Thanksgiving game.
Yeah. I'm trying to give a little fantasy football tidbit here.
We got that coming up next. The waiver pickups next.
Yeah, that's true. I like that pick. I like the Lions. I would have went them if you didn't pick them. I'm going with another Thanksgiving game because I can't be it's a Thanksgiving episode. We can't pick
keep the theme. Keep the theme.
Stay on theme. I'm looking to continue just widen my lead in the standings or rankings. I'm going the Cowboys over Washington. The Cowboys have
led by
Zeke.
Andy Dalton.
Andy Dalton looked good.
Hey,
I'll give you credit where credit is due.
Just saying.
Andy Dalton did look good.
He just needed to get brained, and then he remembered how to play football again.
He got his
they turned the switch back on for him.
They moved some screws around. They tightened some screws up in there, and he's finally back.
Oh man!
And Zeke looked pretty good. I was like that. I'm really considering trading for him in that league. I really think I'm going to do it, but I'm not sure for that price that he's asking. Anyways, I think the boys are going to continue the momentum. Washington is now. They don't know if they have their QB, right? Well, they have.
Yeah, they're going between Haskins and Smith and everything.
So it's like kind of a debacle there. I think that the boys pull it out, and we get a nice
East game there.
Get a nice big turkey leg. I think it's a big game. Like we said, the division's trash.
True.
They can move up in the standings. They could maybe become a playoff team by the end of the week. Who knows? Anything is possible in the NFC East. Moving on, we're going to move on to our waiver pickup of the week. I'm going with – normally I go with guys that are rostered in like under 2% of leagues. This one is too good to pass up, and he's only rostered at 14%, so he's probably out there. Go get Tim Patrick from the Broncos, wide receiver. Last week he had 8 targets with 5 receptions, 119 yards. He's had multiple 100-yard games this season. So if he's available, I definitely pick him up as a nice stash for going down the stretch in the playoffs. Someone gets hurt. He's definitely going to get some targets. He's definitely going to get yards. But go pick up Timmy Patrick if he's available.
And I am going to go with, I was going to go with Nelson Aguilar, but I'm going to go with Zach Pascal. 1.8% rostered, hasn't gone below 7.3 since week 5. He's consistent, but not a lot of touchdowns. But if you're looking for some depth, take another Zach Pascal.
I like that. I like that pick. I was surprised you didn't go Aguilar because that's who you told me.
I was thinking, but then I saw, there's another Zach that's on the waiver wire. Might as well pick him up.
You got to go with him. I like it. So, I think those are 2 solid pickups.
We've had some pretty good ones this season so far.
We've had some duds, but we definitely had some hits.
A lot of studs
coming out of the waiver pickup. We're gonna get into a new segment. This is Danny Football.
I'm excited, dude.
Don't know.
I'm excited.
He's a big UMass Lowell fan.
Class of 18.
And he has been begging.
On my knees, begging.
Every week. Begging.
Please, Big Red, please.
For a little UMass Lowell action.
Give me 120 seconds, please.
So that was the compromise because I think we said, you know what? Let's give him his time. We're going to give Danny Football 2 minutes. So this is a little segment we like to call Danny Football.
2 minutes for roughing. All right, boys and girls. First, we got the jersey on. We got the Lowell jersey on. We're ready to represent. We're ready to do this. So how this segment's going to work?
Oh wait. No, I'm going to get the timer going.
Oh, I'm going to have my timer too.
Start. You lead it off, and when you say go, I'll start the timer.
Producer John, vocal note, put in the intro.
Empty net for BC. Cangelosi on the draw. Cleared out of the zone for UMass Lowell. You can call it a dynasty. The Riverhawks are Hockey East champions for the 3rd time.
All right, so pretty much the mission of this segment is to break down UMass Lowell hockey, Hockey East, college hockey, whatever's going on, in 2 minutes or less, Big Red. We're going to keep it nice and brief for you.
Yeah, 2 minutes.
So I'm going to have Big Red set up my timer. I'm going to have my own, and I'm going to count you down. Ready, Big Red?
I'm ready.
3, 2, 1. All right,
Go.
So my UMass Lowell Riverhawks, number 11 in the country, open the season this weekend, Friday and Saturday, against number 19 Northeastern Huskies. It's a home and home. Northeastern's had our number though. We haven't had a good run of luck against them, but UML was picked number 4 in the Hockey East preseason poll. They constantly disrespect us, even though we're the kings of the Hockey East. No crowds, though. I think that's going to be a big factor, especially in Lowell. We're a smaller rink compared to other Hockey East rinks, and it gets loud in there, man. I mean, I might be biased, but the song gets rocking. So it's gonna be weird to see how these guys react to no crowds. Of course, I'm gonna take my Riverhawks, class of 18, like I said. I'm gonna back my boys. We're going for the sweep, start the season 2-0, roll into next weekend, keep the momentum running. And I think we have a good shot at the Natty this year, man. Good shot at the Natty. Quick rundown of your top 10 in the rankings right now. Number 1, North Dakota. Number 2, BC. Number 3, Minnesota Duluth. 4, Michigan. 5, Denver. 6, Minnesota. 7 is UMass. I'm not sure how they're still doing it. 8, Minnesota. 9, Clarkson. 10, The Ohio State. And 11 is your UMass Lowell Riverhawks. So it's looking good. I'm excited for the season. It's Goaltender University, and we're going to pick up right where we left off last year. And that Big Red with about 30 seconds.
Hold on. Last 30 seconds. Give me a player to keep an eye out for this season. I'm
not going to say anything until they play. I got to see the guys play.
Tell me. I need a guy. 20 seconds. I need a guy.
I can't tell you a guy.
Tell me someone.
I don't have a guy for you, man.
You don't have a guy?
I don't have a guy for you. I got to see him play.
All right, give me a team in the Hockey East. Give me beside the Riverhawks.
Look out for
8 seconds.
BU.
BU. Ooh. BU.
And that was 2 minutes for roughing, Big Red.
2 minutes for roughing. I love that. That was good. That's the most hyped. Oh, there it is. I feel the passion. I feel the passion behind those 2 minutes.
I was ready for that. Thank you. Thank you to the people.
Good night. So I love it. We're gonna do 2 minutes for roughing. Let us know what you think in the comments. If you have something maybe you want Danny Football to bring up, this 2 minutes for roughing is all Danny
anything.
Football.
If you want, have a people's topic about UMass Lowell, I'll do anything. Please.
Yeah, right in. But that's 2 minutes for roughing. I think that's gonna be Danny's 120 seconds where he gets the lead about UMass Lowell. So we'll to be continued on 2 Minutes for Roughing. Now moving on to my baby, the NBA. Huge week in the NBA. It was pretty much the whole offseason rolled into 4 days, which I loved. I loved it. I'm excited. And starting off with the draft, I nailed the first 3 picks.
Humble brag.
It wasn't too much to humble. I mean, it was pretty obvious who those picks were going to be. Trying to pull up my list here. So the ones that I was surprised about were the first one that was Patrick Williams went at 4. That was a surprise for me. I think they reached. I mean, he's a great player, but I think they reached a little bit on him for the Bulls. And Tyrese Halliburton, and Denny Avaji, the kid from Israel, those guys fell further than I thought. I was kind of surprised on those 2 guys. Did you hear the thing about Denny the Avaji? He learned how to speak English through playing Call of Duty.
Yes.
That instantly became
a wild vocabulary that guy must have.
He's probably learned a lot of words through that game. So I love the guys even more. Obi Toppin and I'm gonna mispronounce his name, but Onyeka Okuna, the guy from the center.
A lot of last names in this draft that were just impossible, man.
Crazy names to put on the back of jerseys next year. I love those 2 guys. Those were 2 of my. I mean, you heard me last week. Danny Football. Those are 2 guys that I was raving about, and I was screaming at the TV for the people to trade up, for Danny to trade up, but
no fireworks, man. Every damn year, man. Every damn year.
Just when you think we're gonna trade up and get Obi Toppin,
nothing.
We stick. Now, with that being said, I don't want to smash the draft pick of Aaron Naismith.
No, I came around on that pick very quickly.
If, as we always do, Danny, it's amazing how angry we get that they don't trade him.
Like, and then we're like, this guy's okay. This guy's okay.
Gonna be the next Ray Allen. Like, I think it's like literally that's
Adam Silver walks up to the podium. We're like, oh my God, we didn't trade it. And then he's like, hey, Naismith. I'm like, all right. Not bad.
I don't know anything about him, but okay. No, Aaron Naismith, I actually really liked him. He is probably the best pure shooter in the draft. I heard a report that in a shooting combine drill, he made, I think it was 91 or 92 out of 100 shots from 3-point line. I think he shot over 50% last year.
That's really what we need is threes off the bench.
We need a 3-point shooter off the bench, and that's why I came around to this pick. I think he's an impact guy that's going to make an impact next year. He has the opportunity to, and especially with the roster the way it is now, he has that chance. Nothing really to say about the other guys. We have to.
Yeah, he seemed like they were describing him as more of a gamer type guy, which is a good pick, but it seemed like Naismith was more of the pedigree pick.
Right. I think the other guys are going to go down as we thought.
The main Red Claws, baby. Start the victory tour now.
Yeah, that's where we're going to get.
Team's going to be loaded.
They're going to be so good. Bringing back Taco, MVP.
I saw that. Yeah, 2-way contract for Taco.
Which I kind of like that. I like Taco. I'm not opposed to that. But draft night, was disappointing to say the least. But I like what they have. I like what they got. And I think looking at it, the Warriors, man, they're gonna make a run next year. Even get well to Clay.
Yeah, that was brutal to hear about Clay.
But between them drafting James Wiseman, who I probably said his name about 30 times on the show last week because I just think he's a stud. And the trade for Kelly Oubre, which we'll talk about in a minute. They're
in a good spot.
They're plugging holes, man. They're plugging holes. The other thing, people were kind of surprised, which I wasn't. I think they didn't really have a choice, but LaMelo Ball to the Hornets. MJ, you think that LeVar Ball and MJ are going to play one-on-one.
I would love to see that game. If ESPN put that game on, I'd watch it.
If they have fans in the stands, halftime has to be Ball versus MJ.
Oh, my God.
You know how many seats they'd sell?
That would sell out a Hornets game easy.
That would sell. They're definitely not coming to see Hayward. They're coming to see. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not. I'm kidding. I'm kidding because I love
too fresh.
I'm not going to bash Gordon Hayward. I as I said, we'll always have the Chicago layover.
Oh my God!
Did you know I met him at Chicago?
Yeah, the O'Hare Airport.
The O'Hare. We'll always have O'Hare. Damn. Yeah, I won't bash him. That was a joke, but I think that would be a great. I would drive down to Charlotte and go watch that game. I would leave. I would come for halftime.
We could take a little
podcast Big Red Zone
road
takes
trip.
The road.
Yeah, we'll take a road trip down there.
Big Red Zone takes the road.
Damn.
You heard it here first. But as far as the drafts, nothing too crazy.
Boring draft.
Boring draft, as always. Free agency, though.
Fire, dude.
Anything but boring.
All out of the freaking gates, man.
Started off.
Clock strikes midnight. Clock strikes midnight, and all of a sudden everything just hits the fan.
Started off with the Holiday trade to the 76ers, which I didn't see that coming. I don't know about you. I didn't see Holiday to the 76ers. I heard that
Drew Holiday?
Yeah.
Oh, he went to the Bucks.
I'm sorry, the Bucks. Excuse me. Sorry.
I was really confused there for a second. I was like, wait, what?
You didn't hear that?
Oh, you didn't hear? I mean, a bunch of guys went from one team to a different team, so I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah. I'm sorry, the Bucks. Excuse me. Good fact check, Danny.
I got you.
I didn't see that coming. I really didn't see that one coming. I think Giannis loads up. And, I mean, they made two. It was funny because they made the second trade pretty quickly for Bodon, whatever. I can't even say his name. Bogdan Bogdanović. They made the sign and trade, but then that trade never went through. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, the Bucks were putting a lot of pieces together trying to build this core around Giannis, and Holiday's good, man, but I don't know. I don't know about the Bucks.
Well, that's what I heard. Like, I heard they were asking for there was rumors that Kemba was in the deal for Holiday, or that was what they wanted. I was like, that's kind of like it's not really a positive move. Like, if you're trading
that's a lateral move.
If you're trading Kemba to get James Harden or Russell Westbrook, I could see it because you're like, that's an upgrade. That's a obvious upgrade. You're getting an MVP candidate. But to get Drew Holiday, I like him. I just think it's a lateral move. I don't think there's anything, and especially after 1 year of Kemba, I'd rather see Kemba for another year to see what he's
frightening amount of Celtics fans are out on Kemba already.
It's astounding, dude. The guy's played a year. Like, everyone was saying, get the duck boats ready when we got Kemba Walker.
And now all of a sudden they're all off the boat.
This is ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Do we want to break down the two Celtics signings?
Yeah, let's talk about that. We can talk about that. Starting with we'll say with Teague. Let's do the Teague one.
Good pickup.
I think that's a good pickup. They salvaged. I mean, we should talk about Gordon, but we'll get into that in a second. Teague was a nice pickup. I wanted Rondo, but if I couldn't have Rondo, I'm glad they got Jeff Teague.
Teague's a good second option to come off the bench.
They needed the backup quarterback. They needed the backup point guard,
especially with needing so many minutes to be absorbed off the bench now.
They got a veteran guy. He was a starter, but now he can fill that backup role. Can spot start here and there when we need him. I think it's a great pickup. I think it helps the bench depth, and I'm a big fan of that signing. Looking at the other one,
old friend Tristan Thompson.
Scream in my face Thompson.
Oh my God.
Keeping up with the Thompsons.
All the ladies who listen to the podcast. Kim's coming along for the ride.
What's up with the Celtics signing Kardashian boyfriends? I don't understand this.
Oh, that's a really good point.
We got Chris Humphries in the height of the Kim Kardashian.
I didn't even think of that.
I should have tweeted that out. I didn't
even think of that.
That was the first thing I thought about when we signed Tristan Thompson. What's up with Kardashian men?
All the ladies out there who listen to the pod. Kim's coming our way, so tune on in.
Doesn't he date Chloe? Why is Kim?
But I think it's just a big package deal at this point.
Big package.
So we didn't just sign Tristan Thompson. We signed the entire Kardashians.
Hey, I'm not opposed. I think they can bring a lot to the team. Maybe we'll be on TV when they hopefully let fans in. Maybe we'll get on Keeping Up with the Kardashians or whatever. Kardashians go to Boston or whatever. Anyways, that's our reality TV segment of the show. As far as the basketball wise, I think it's a great signing, especially when Danny fumbled the bag with the Gordon Hayward trade and signing, whatever, the non-trade.
Miles Turner in our hands, man. Probably had a jersey printed and everything.
When you lose out on Miles Turner, you needed to get this guy. And Tristan Thompson is a pretty good starting center. He's averaged 10 rebounds the last few years, and we haven't had a guy average 10 rebounds since Al Jefferson.
That was a crazy stat.
It's been, what,
KG never averaged 10 rebounds?
I don't think so. So since 06, 07, we haven't added someone average 10 rebounds. So we have a good chance to break that streak with Tristan Thompson. I think he fills a role. I think it's going to be good. He seems fired up to be here, which they all do in the beginning. So we'll have to see how it is. It's only a 2-year deal. So I think it's a great signing, especially when you lose out on a guy like
Miles
Turner.
Do we want to rip the Band-Aid off on Hayward?
I think we have to. Gordon Hayward, man. Like, first of all, I think he may be the biggest. There's been a lot of big what ifs in Celtics history.
It's going to be a huge what if.
Like,
I saw someone ranked a couple of them, but
yeah, I think one was like, and I always say it, what if KG never got hurt in that playoff?
Perkins played Game 7.
Perkins played a Game 7.
Reggie Lewis never died. Glenn Bias never died.
I'm on record for saying if Kendrick Perkins played, and I told him to his face, if Kendrick Perkins played in that game, we would be have another ring. Not his fault, but just like if he never got hurt, we would have had another ring. We didn't trade him away. I think we would have had another one too.
True.
Yeah, like the Len Bias and Reggie Lewis, Larry Bird not paving his driveway.
Oh my God.
In between NBA seasons. If
Hayward
Gordon
hurt.
Hayward didn't snap his ankle 6 minutes into the first game as a Celtic with Kyrie Irving and Al Horford as your big three, with a young Jason Tatum and a young Jaylen Brown.
And that team was built to beat the Warriors, man.
Who knows what would happen? It's like that's the biggest what if.
I think we would have spanked the Cavs in that Eastern Conference Finals and then beat the Warriors in the finals.
I agree. I think that was the championship team written all over them. It was the pre-Kyrie losing it. I don't think he would have lost it that early. But it is what it is.
You know,
his time. You can ask around. You can ask Danny Football. I actually said a year or two before Gordon Hayward signed with the Celtics, we need to trade for this guy. He's the all-star that we need. He's the guy to fill in the void. He's going to play well with Isaiah Thomas. He's going to play well with.
It was Brad Stevens' guy.
That's why the Butler connection. I liked him from Butler. I've followed him through his career, and I'm so disappointed that it didn't work out. It just didn't work out. The signing didn't happen. Like, him getting hurt screwed up his time clock. It made Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown's time clock speed up on maturity wise, and there really wasn't a role.
Yeah, threw everything off.
So he went from being like the starter, like being the main guy. So when he signed there, remember we had Isaiah Thomas, Jay Crowder. We didn't have Kyrie Irving.
No,
Gordon Hayward was the best person on the team.
Mm-hmm.
Then we get Kyrie, so he moves down to the two, like, he's the, co-people, like, you know what I mean? He's like the number 2 guy.
He's still like 1B.
Yeah, he's 1B guy. Gets hurt. Now he's moving down even further.
He's behind Kyrie. He's behind Horford. He's behind Tatum, probably.
And when he came here as the main guy. He left here as the 6th man.
Literally, yeah.
That's tough. That's tough to see. But I wish him nothing but the best. Fun fact, he actually signed an offer sheet back when he was a restricted free agent with Charlotte, and the Jazz matched the contract, so he didn't. He
has some sort of tie to that organization.
So he obviously wants to play there. He wanted to play there before when he was last a free agent, 2 times ago when he was a free agent. Not obviously last time he signed with Boston, but he wanted to go there. They offered him a crap ton of money.
A lot of money, man. 4 years, 120.
Michael's got to win a few more games at golf to be able to pay for that contract. He's probably calling Gordon. Hey, I'll play.
He's got to sell a couple more Last Dance DVDs.
He's gonna say, Gordon, I'll play for 1 year of the contract.
Oh my God!
If you win, I'll double it. So
I'm going to miss him, but
I'm going to miss him too. I think it just didn't work out. I think his time in Boston was done. But with that said, he had every right to do that. I don't hold any resentment. Like, I hear some people mad at Gordon Hayward for just leaving. He's not a team guy. I hold no resentment. He's a free agent. He opted out. He had a bad situation. Everyone in Boston.
It's a business, man. That's what we always say when people get traded. It's a business. Right.
And like when I use this example, when Isaiah Thomas played for his sister, hurt his hip, like possibly ended his career and gave it all, and we traded him away the next year, we said it was a business move. When Gordon Hayward
was a business move, man.
Yeah, I hold
the dude got paid. He's getting what?
$120 million.
He's getting $30 million a year. You'd be crazy not to take that.
It wild. And I think people should give him more credit. He had the opt-out date extended to have them let them try to make a deal. 2 days. He said, all right, try to make a deal. He waited, I think, a day.
He was ready to go to Indiana, too.
He was ready to go to Indiana. It's where he's from. And Danny Ainge fumbled the bag. I can't say it enough. He screwed it up.
Trader Danny got greedy, man.
He got greedy. He wanted more than he should have got. Like, I'm sorry. Like, you have a guy that doesn't want to be here, a guy that you probably don't want here. He can sign anywhere he wants. You didn't get him to opt in. So, like, what are you doing? Like, go get what you can get. You were offered a pretty good deal. Maybe if you look at it on paper, Gordon Hayward from Miles Turner, a bench player, probably, not taking everything into account, probably it's a close deal. It's not like a bang, bang, you won this deal. But in this situation, I think he's just
so used to winning trades like far and away now that even if it's close, he doesn't do it.
It was it was a complete.
He's so used to fleecing people that he doesn't want close trades.
Right. Just make the trade, man. Like, he can sign anywhere. Now, look at me. Now
we're scraping and clawing to get a sign and trade out of this.
We're praying that something happens and we can get a sign and trade. But they've already cleared.
And even then, we're not getting anything good out of it.
What are we getting? We're getting Scary Terry, which I wouldn't mind.
Maybe Cody Zeller.
Cody Zeller. We went from having Miles Turner and Doug McDermott, who is a pretty good player, to Cody Zeller. That's what you're telling me, Danny.
I'm not gonna say it's a good idea, but
it's astounding. It's really mind-boggling that we didn't do this. I really can't believe. I really can't believe it. And it's getting hard to defend Danny. It really is. Like, and he came back around, right?
Yeah.
He extended Jason Tatum to 5 years, so now we have him in control for 6 years. That he needed to do it, so that helped me get a little.
That would have been a big domino if that deal didn't get done.
Yeah. Oh, that would have been.
I would be in a much worse place right now.
That's why I said I feel a little bit better. He signed him. He made the 2 free agent signings.
Mm-hmm.
He drafted a sharpshooter.
So let me ask you this. We didn't put this on the docket, but I'm going to ask you this anyway. Is Danny on the hot seat? And if not, when will he be?
No. To answer your question, I don't think he's on the hot seat, but it's astounding that he's not.
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't won a championship in since '08, and he's had the pieces to do it. And he's put some pieces around. I go back and forth. Like, we haven't had a championship, but he's put good
teams together. He's put good teams together.
Now, you could argue that he's put good talent there, but he hasn't put meshed pieces together. I guess, okay, like you put Kyrie in there. He didn't mesh well. You put, Gordon Hayward is tough because he got hurt, but he didn't really mesh. The Al Horford, he gave a lot of money to, and that was good. He was great for the years, but he really wasn't that max guy that we needed.
A lot of good on paper teams.
But you take away the one Brooklyn trade, and it's like, what else has he done? Besides the KG and the Brooklyn trade, those are the two that he's known for, and it's like...
Yeah. He has the IT trade, but he had no idea what he was getting in IT. Like he can't claim to be like, oh, I knew this was going to happen. No, you just got lucky. He got Al, he got Kemba, he got Hayward, he almost had Durant, but
he got Kyrie.
He got Kyrie in a trade, but he when I say he almost got Durant, that doesn't count just because Durant says, oh, I was going to sign here, but then Golden State came in.
But that would have been the biggest free agent name we've ever signed.
Easily, far and away.
And that's the thing that people have been saying is Boston can't get big free agents, but I don't buy it. We had Gordon Hayward, who was the second biggest free agent on that, or second or biggest free agent on that list, on that class. Al Horford was probably the second biggest free agent behind Durant, and we got him. We got Kemba Walker last year. If Kyrie was going to leave, he was going to choose where he went. So Kyrie kind of had a decision to go to Boston. So people want to come here. We just got to figure out how to keep some of these max guys. We're letting too many walk. This is 3 max guys walking in 2 consecutive years, I should say. Yeah. Excuse me.
So I only asked because I don't think Danny is on the hot seat for this offseason.
Also, he's beloved by Boston. Like, he's a former player. He's like, he brought a championship.
But if they don't make the finals this upcoming season, then I'm going to be pissed because he is betting all in on this team being good enough to make the finals while the rest of the conference is getting better. If they don't make the finals, and I'm including an Eastern Conference Finals loss again, Danny needs to be held responsible for just standing pat.
See, I think that I don't think he's betting on this team to win the championship. I think he's taken a new approach. I think he's taken a new approach to the roster, to be honest with you. I think for the last few years, it's been build around the stars you brought in. It's build around Kyrie and Al. It's first build around Al. Then it was build around Kyrie and Al. And IT and Gordon. He brought Gordon in. Build around Kyrie. You just gave a max contract to Jason Tatum. You gave pretty close to a max to Jaylen Brown. You're building around these guys now. Like, these are the guys you're building around.
So do you not think it's a win now type thing? You think he's looking at a different window?
I think he's hoping that they win, but it's like, I think he's looking at a different window. I think he said, I have Jason Tatum for the next 6 years. I have Jaylen Brown for the next 4?
I think it's 4. 4 sounds right.
I think it's 4. It depends on if his contract kicked in last year. If it kicked in last year, it's 4. If it's not, it's 5. Either way, he's got like them locked up for the next foreseeable future, and they got big money. I was saying this today. I wouldn't be surprised, as much as I don't want to give up on Kemba, I wouldn't be surprised if they trade Kemba away next year or the year after. Not this season, next season, the year after, just because he's getting paid a ton of money, and they're going to want to build something around those 2 guys and do it like the Warriors. I think this is a perfect comp. I like this player comp, right? They're building like the Warriors, right? I think that's what I think they're going to try to do. Danny's kind of going that direction. They drafted their 2 studs of Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. Who would you compare those guys to on the Warriors? If you had to make a player comp.
I mean, I think you're trying to allude to them being the Stephen Clay.
Right. That's what I'm trying to say. If you look at the comparison between Jaylen Brown and Klay Thompson, it's pretty relative to what they did in the same age. If you're looking at like the 24, 25 range, it's pretty comparable. I think Klay was averaging 18. I think Jaylen Brown averaged 20, around there. It was like around that. I looked it up this afternoon, but it was pretty comparable. So that's like looking at it, you get half of the puzzle right there of that the 1-2 combination. You're betting on Jason Tatum being an MVP. That's what you got to bet on. Do you think he's going to be an MVP? He has potential to be an MVP.
I think he can win one in his career at least.
So he's got to do that. And how long do you think it would take him?
I wouldn't be surprised if he gets one within this contract.
So you're saying within the next 6 years?
Easily.
That's what I'm saying. So I would say sooner. I think Danny's hoping for sooner anyway. I would say in the next 2 to 3 years, you got to hope Jason Tatum is an MVP. That's your window of opportunity. I think he sees it as we need to build around these two guys who could be potentially here for the next 10 years. And this is our franchise. And it's no longer bringing in Gordon Hayward. And it's no longer, I mean, they're going to bring in someone. They're going to try to bring in someone like the Warriors did and bringing in Durant. But the Warriors won a championship going through the draft. And then adding they drafted Clay, Steph, and Draymond.
Mm-hmm.
And then they did little things like when you look at that team before they won the championship, they were a mediocre team. And then they brought in Steve Kerr, and then all of a sudden everything clicked. They brought in a bunch of free agents. So I think that they're trying to do that. They got to hope Jason Tatum takes that next step forward. But I don't necessarily think I think Danny's thinking win now. I don't think he would have brought in Tristan Thompson if he wasn't. But I think they're realistic about the situation. And I think it's like you're looking at the Lakers who just added Montrezl Harrell, Dennis Schroeder, Marc Gasol. I think Michael Jordan might have signed a contract with them. They just added everyone.
I like that thought process, though. I hadn't thought about that. I hadn't thought of Danny just completely shifting his mindset.
They have to. They could get away with looking at building the team around the stars because Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown were on rookie contracts. Now, when you're paying them big money, they're the guys you're building around.
It's a good point. Yeah, it's a really good point.
You don't have room to say, all right, we're going to give Gordon, Kyrie, and Al max contracts, or give Gordon and Kemba max contracts. We can't do that. And that's why I'm not to give up on Kemba train. I just think it makes sense with money in the next couple of years. Like this year, it doesn't matter because Jason Tatum's contract doesn't kick in. But next year, when his max kicks in, I wouldn't be surprised to see Kemba get traded. But
only a month away from the new season, man. I'm already excited.
I'm fired up. I can't wait. We just finished the other NBA season, and this week has been awesome.
Parlay it into the next one. Let's do it.
Just quick around the league. I don't want to get into it, but too much. But we mentioned Montrezl Harrell, big signing for the Lakers. Lakers are gonna they have a good chance to win it all, man. They're loading up with Gasol, Montrezl Harrell, and they just got, who did they just get? I just said it. Oh, Schroeder. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. The Warriors underrated. I don't know if it's being underrated, but the Kelly Oubre trade is huge for them. That keeps them alive. They're going to be pretty good. Even though Clay got hurt, Kelly Oubre kind of helps them out. And a wild card team is the Blazers, adding Cantor in Covington. They've added a couple.
They got to start capitalizing on Lillard, man. They gotta hit that window.
Yeah, they got to do that. And the funny thing was, the other good signings that I like with Rondo with the Hawks. I think that's going to be good for Trae Young. Avery Bradley to the Heat. They just got so much better defensively.
And they just gave Bam a big contract too.
They just gave the rookies. got a bait like a bunch
of Mitchell. Everyone got paid from that draft.
Yeah, Bam, Mitchell,
Tatum.
There was another guy too that got a decent contract. And the Dwight Howard, that was kind of a funny thing. That was another fumble.
Boogie going to the Rockets.
Boogie just is going to the Rockets. Remember, but Howard said he was going to the Lakers, and then quickly.
Yeah, 2 hours later he was gone.
76ers. And your friend Brad Wanamaker going to the Warriors.
Yep, dropped him off this morning. Gave him a good kick in the butt. Said, "Thanks for nothing, man. Have a good one."
So, cut that out. So kind of wrapping up with the NBA talk. What would you give the Celtics as a grade for this offseason?
Offseason in general.
Offseason week. Counting the draft, counting the free agencies, the trades.
So the way I look at it is we lose Hayward, but we gain Tatum on the max. We get Teague and Thompson, so it's not like we lost a ton and gained an exponential amount. So I want to give them an average grade. I'm going to say a flat B.
Yeah, I wrote down B minus. It wasn't terrible.
No,
I mean that
it was no A plus. It was no 100 out of 100.
That B minus definitely rose after they signed they got the Jason Tatum deal done.
Part of me was really worried that everything was just going to go to shit.
And he wasn't
going to sign it. I was really worried.
That was almost like it still. I
was like, man, we just lost.
Red.
I was like, dude, we just lost Hayward. We have no trade. What happens if Tatum doesn't sign?
That would have been doomsday. That's worst.
I don't think I'd be here right now.
Yeah, they did get the big they needed. They did get the point guard. They did get Tatum, but that absolute fumble of Gordon Hayward is just too much to I still can't wrap my head around it that they screwed that up. They screwed that up. So that's why I marked him down a little bit. And it's still, who knows? There could be some more signings. We'll have to see, but exciting week. I'm excited for the NBA coming up, and we'll have to see. There's going to be a bunch more moves. There's a bunch of free agents still available, and we'll have to see. The Celtics definitely need to add some more scoring depth on their bench, so we'll have to see what comes of the next couple weeks. So, as we've mentioned, we have it's our Thanksgiving episode. So I thought we love our all-time series, so we're going to do a little all-time series with a twist. We're going to do Thanksgiving edition all-time series, where we're going to draft our all-time Thanksgiving meals. I'm excited. You're going to have you're stressed. Well, guess what? You get the stress eat. Stress eat.
Wow.
Stress eat. We're going to pick the 5 best Thanksgiving dishes. It can be desserts, it can be meal, it can be sides, it can be starters, whatever you want. Any Thanksgiving foods apply. So we're going to do the random number generator, 1 through 100. Who picks first this time?
You can pick first since you won the first poll.
That's what I was going to say. I'd say the winner of the Survivor Series thing.
I pick first. All right. I'm going to go 25. And
what is this? Is this 1 to 100?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll go. I guess the football can go.
Gonna go 42.
42?
John? 43. I get everything.
Oh, my God.
Oh, man. All right. Here we go. Generate 11.
I almost picked 1 again.
So I'm closest. What did you pick, Zach?
42.
42, and you picked 43. So it goes me, Danny Football, producer John. I think we all know who I'm going with first. I'm going with good faith, old reliable Turkey with the number 1 overall pick.
Bad pick.
Ooh.
I don't think so.
I'm going to go ham at number 2.
Wow. That was the one producer John came up with.
That's right, John.
I don't really. Do I even have a first round pick anymore.
You have a first and a very early second.
You could go. There's a lot of ways you could go about this, John. Like you could go dessert.
Can I go like different variations of a food?
Yes.
Fried turkey, deep fried turkey.
No, you can't.
Come on.
No,
Can't do that.
that's too similar.
Turkey's tag team partner.
You can't do that.
Geez. Okay.
I mean, if we're gonna have to do that, you were banking on ham. I know you were.
Well, that's my family's other main course. So
I know some people have chicken, but that's not.
You can do it. Do a dessert.
I'll go. You know, what I'm gonna do mashed potatoes.
That's a great one.
okay, good pick.
And I'll follow that up with mac and cheese.
Oh my god!
Man, back to back.
Yeah.
Those were two good picks.
All right, I'm gonna go with. This is gonna be a controversial second round pick. I'm gonna go canned cranberry sauce.
That's like picking China.
All right. Yeah. All right. Well, Danny Football loses another one of these things. Canned.
I don't even need to. I was gonna write it down, so I knew not to pick it. But I don't even need to write it down.
I'm not even finished.
You guys don't like it?
No.
No.
Wow, fake fans.
That's pretty brutal.
You guys are that against it? Damn.
That's
I love that shit.
That's a pretty brutal pick there. All right, I'm going with.
You are.
This is something I
you are
make.
a fucking monster, man.
This is something I actually make, believe it or not. I'm going with apple pie.
Yeah, that's a good pick.
Everyone likes an apple pie. Wait, hold on. I got back to back.
I'm going to go with.
Hold on. I got back to back. Who did you want to go with, by the way?
I'm not going to tell you.
I'm going with stuffing.
I'm going to go pecan pie just because Big Red doesn't make it.
Wow. That's a good one.
Take that.
That's a good one.
Oh, jeez. Let me think. How about, I don't know, corn, I guess.
This is brutal. This is so brutal.
Big reaction from the crowd there.
Corn? No, I like corn.
See, at least cranberry sauce is like in there, man.
That's definitely cranberry sauce is more of a Thanksgiving.
Cranberry sauce is the best.
I think it was more of the
like you only cracked that open on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that's true. I think it was the canned. I think the canned.
Well, no, it needs to be canned. You can't. Yeah. You can't do not canned.
Can I change my pick to chocolate pie or like chocolate something?
You have back-to-back picks. So.
Oh, I have back-to-back. Oh, jeez. All right,
come on,
corn,
man.
I guess.
Are you kidding me? There's so many other things here.
This is a stupid pick too, but it kind of encompasses a lot. Like, it's kind of important. I'll go rolls.
I was gonna pick rolls. That's a great pick. Rolls
I was gonna go biscuits. Are we gonna put biscuits under that?
Yeah. I don't know. Steve, you make the call.
Are you gonna be that much stuck for a pick?
No, I can pull up more, but that's what I had. I had that loaded in the chamber.
Biscuits are like now. There's a variation of there's something. I mean, I can say it's not a biscuit and it's not rolls, but it's some kind of bread hint that I would take. But I think biscuit and rolls is too close.
Okay, I'm gonna go squash then.
That's a great one.
That's a good one.
I like that one better than biscuits.
So what do I got? I got
one more.
Ham, canned
cranberry, pecan pie. Squash. You've turned this draft.
See, dude? Yeah, see, I turned you guys around on the cranberry sauce.
You did convince me on the cranberry.
All it took was John taking corn.
I know.
the corn pick did.
Corn was rough.
All right. So I got two picks back to back. I'm gonna go with my first one. I'm gonna go with. Now, do you want me to get specific here?
You can do whatever you want, dude. It's your show.
All right. I'm gonna go with nice honey glazed carrots.
Wow.
I just like carrots. I don't think it has to be honey.
Big carrot guy.
Defend yourself.
Yeah. Don't
carrots.
Yeah.
Carrots are good. I can't believe you went corn over carrots.
Oh, every day. everyday corn over carrots.
The like cooked. No, I'm not talking like Bugs Bunny carrots. I'm talking like roasted carrots, like cooked carrots.
I could swap them in and out, I guess.
Is this your last pick?
This is my last pick. I'm between two right now.
Okay.
I
have mine ready to go.
I'm gonna go. I'll go with who doesn't like a good two desserts.
Okay.
I'm going pumpkin pie.
All right. Classic.
Oh, I thought pumpkin pie was taken.
No, it was pecan.
Oh, crap. Well, that would have been a good one to take.
Oh, that threw off John's entire draft. All right. This is my last one, right?
This is your last one.
I'm going to round it out with sweet potatoes.
Sweet potatoes is a great pick. You really turn it around.
Yeah, we're going to listen back to this, and you guys are going to hear yourselves dumping on me for the cranberry sauce, but this is a solid team.
You definitely turned it around.
Such a bad team.
That was the bread
I'm actually surprised that slipped, yeah.
Cornbread is a nice...
Cornbread fell.
Big fall.
Do we have an honorable mention?
Cookies, like chocolate chip cookies.
Yeah, I was going to say we do brownies. Brownies are good. Brownies are big.
The one I kept thinking of was apple crisp, but it was too close to apple pie. And then...
I would have accepted that.
I thought it was too close. You can't have two apples.
You're a man of honor. I respect that.
And then the other one was green bean casserole. I love green bean casserole.
I had that one ready to go just in case.
Green bean casserole is so good.
All right, John, do you want to give us a rundown of the teams?
I haven't written. All right, so
Big Red has them.
Big Red, his all-time Thanksgiving meal is turkey, apple pie, stuffing, carrots, and pumpkin pie. Danny Football has a nice ham, canned cranberry sauce, pecan pie, squash, and sweet potatoes. And producer John has mashed potatoes, mac and cheese, corn, rolls, and cornbread. He did the double. He did the double.
That's all right. That's a rough
I could not control myself when you said corn. I swear to God. Oh my God.
But beside corn, I think that's a really good list.
No, you had a really good one too there, John.
I don't even have a dessert.
Damn.
I'll trade you for the corn.
Yeah, Big Red has some dessert to give away.
I love dessert. I have a couple sides, main dish. I should have probably went green bean casserole, but you know what? Double desserts, never wrong with that. So we'll do the same thing. We'll put it up on our Twitter page. Go vote. We need more people to vote, people. Go vote. Go vote for your...
Get out there. Get out there in droves.
If you are a corn advocate, go put your vote down for John. Because he has two corns on there.
That'd be sick if I get some like corn defenders.
That'd be great.
Put in the comments if you're a corn defender.
I just can't wait to listen back to that and hear the 180 on the cranberry sauce, man. It's gonna be great.
I'm not 100% sold on the the cranberry sauce. I'm not a cranberry sauce fan, but
I think there are enough people out there who debate whether it should be the OG cranberry sauce or canned that I'll get some votes.
If I was allowed to do deep fried turkey, that would have saved me.
John,
I would have taken mashed potatoes or mac and cheese so fast.
Oh, that's true too.
You nailed it with the first two picks. The deep fried turkey didn't hurt you. It was the corn that you came out of nowhere with the corn pick. When you had squash, carrots, rolls, pumpkin pie, sweet potatoes, you could have went all of them.
Roasted potatoes too.
Roasted
potatoes sometimes.
Roasted potatoes are good.
We'll let the people decide what happens. Decide.
With that said, I think it's time that we get into our last segment of the show. It's the people's topic. It's the people's topic, baby! People's topic. So each week, reminder, we go to our Instagram and Twitter page at Big Red Zone. Make sure you go follow us so you can get in your people's topics. We take people's topics any time of the week, not just right before the show. So write in any topic you want us to talk about, and we'll bring it up on the show. So without further ado, producer John, take it away.
Lost it. Hold on. First people's topic.
He's rattled after the corn pick.
Oh, this one's pretty interesting. How good is the corn on Thanksgiving?
I knew he was good.
God.
I knew it. I knew that. This one comes from...
That's wicked weird.
At Raspy Taylor.
At Corn Lover 12 from Anthony Ambrose 51. Do you think Cam Newton wants to come back? I thought that was a good question.
That is a great question. It's way better than that corn question.
Oh my God.
I don't think he has a choice. I think he likes being here, honestly. I think everything I've seen, even when he struggled, I think he has enjoyed playing for the Patriots. I don't think he really has a choice in that matter because, 31 other teams passed up on him. So I'd be surprised if he has another suitor for a starting job. So I think he does want to come back. I think he enjoys playing here too.
I think he would want to. I think the bigger problem would the Pats want him back, depending on their draft position and who's available. So I wonder if it's going to be more of, does Cam want to be here or do the Pats want him here?
But I think his question is, do you think that Cam Newton wants to come back?
I would assume so.
I'm not taking into effect, do the Patriots want him back? I just thinking, Cam, does he want to play for the New England Patriots?
I think he does.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I would take that then.
At the Andy Man 11, where are you guys at on the Ravens after the loss? Too early to start fading?
Well, half the team has COVID now, so I'm not really sure what's going to happen at this point. But dude, they've been exposed.
They definitely have been exposed. That's 2 back-to-back bad losses. Now you played a good Titans team, so I guess okay, but I mean, come on, dude. That's pretty brutal. You can't do that. So I'm trying to look at their schedule coming up.
I know they have the Thanksgiving night game, and I'm not even sure if it's going to get played now.
They're playing the Steelers on Thanksgiving night. Then they got the Cowboys, which they should win. They got the Browns, which is that's a big game for them. Jaguars, they should win. Giants, they should win. And now with the Bengals without Andy Dalton, they should win. So I think they're going to be okay down the stretch. But they definitely I think it's too early to, as you say, fade on them.
Oh my God.
But I think they'll be fine this year, but they definitely got exposed for Hollywood Brown, which is what we talked about all last year, has been non-existent. He had 0 catches. That's awful. So I think they definitely been exposed. I think they definitely need some retooling. John Harbaugh is now I'm going to bash the other brother. I hate the Harbaugh brothers. That was such a classless move.
Oh my God.
He's such a clown, dude. It was ridiculous. It was the dumbest thing I've seen in a long time. Not shaking Vrabel's hand after you blew it. You blew it. And I digress. So I think they've been exposed. I hope they just lose every game. But I like Lamar Jackson. I've been a Lamar Jackson fan, so I hope he has a successful time. But I think they'll be okay this season.
From at ALAPS 2, do you think there will be more XFL players getting picked up?
Our man, PJ.
PJ Walker started.
And he got a win.
Oh, did he win?
I didn't know he had been cut 12 times.
I didn't know that. I saw that.
I saw crazy.
That I saw that on what I think it was sport.
He's been cut from 12 NFL teams.
Yeah,
maybe not 12 teams, but at least 12 times he's been cut.
He's been cut 12 times before he got picked up. He got drafted in the XFL.
Good for him.
Never lost a game as a starting quarterback.
Nope.
XFL and NFL. Never lost a game.
When's the new XFL start next year? 2 years from now?
I think 2 years now.
2 years from now. So, hey,
hold on to that dream, guys.
I think
hold on to that dream.
I think it's very soon before we hear our next XFL player making a splash, Ty Schwab.
There it is.
I think he'll make a splash somewhere in the NFL.
Or Tampa Bay Vipers quarterback Aaron Murray.
Did you just look that up?
Yeah. I know that was a big thing.
He was a good college quarterback at Georgia.
Yeah. Oh well.
He wasn't too good for
nope.
He wasn't too good in the XFL.
Last one from Steve, who is it?
It's our
Do you know
man.
who it is, Steve?
It's a fan favorite.
He's back.
I missed him last week. Joseph Celia, give me your
Joe.
question. Smoking.
That's what we should call him.
Cornbread
Joe. My God.
At Joseph_Celia. Rank these wide receivers in order when they're fully healthy. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Julio Jones, DeAndre Hopkins, Devontae Adams, Michael Thomas, Tyreek Hill.
That's tough.
One being the best.
Do you want to go first, Big Red, or?
So just to make sure, we get Tyreek Hill,
The list
Michael
is on
Thomas.
Facebook if you want it.
Oh, okay, that makes it a lot easier. Let me see here.
Hill, MT, Adams, Julio, Hopkins.
I think I would go based on fully healthy and based on like what I've seen this year. I think I got to go DeAndre Hopkins 1, Devontae Adams 2, Michael Thomas 3, Julio Jones 4, Tyreek Hill 5.
Ooh, wow. I think I'd go D-Hop 1, Julio 2, Hill 3, Thomas 4, Adams 5.
Do you think Devontae Adams is that low? He's the best receiver this year.
Out of those guys, I think he's the 5th best.
Oh, come on.
One healthy. I think a healthy MT, a healthy Hill, a healthy Julio, and a healthy D-Hop are better than him.
I don't know. I mean, Tyreek Hill is the fastest. If we were talking about the fastest, I think Tyreek Hill would be best. Like he just can outrun anyone. But like the catches I've seen, Julio's up there too. I mean, they're all top. Julio maybe is a little low. But I just think DeAndre Hopkins is definitely, without a doubt, the best wide receiver in the game. And Devontae Adams is slowly changing my mind on that because I really thought not the best receiver in the game. Devontae Adams.
I was really questioning if I put them in the wrong order for a second there, but
what?
I think I got it. No, I for some reason I was like, wait, did I do it the wrong way? No, I did it the right way.
It's close though. That's a really good question. Joseph Celia coming out with some bangers,
making a debate right there.
That's a tough one. That's like a really Michael Thomas is like one of the best. We've said he's like the best receiver in the game as of late, like the last few years. But I think without a doubt, and I think we both agreed on this one, was DeAndre Hopkins at 1, and then from there it's a debate. I think Devontae Adams based on, and I mean the other thing is that it's all based on great quarterbacks. Like Michael Thomas has had Drew Brees. Rodgers with Adams, Mahomes with Hill. Julio has Matty Ice. Like they all have great quarterbacks. So it's like I wonder, changing the scenery, what would happen. But let us know in the comments. What do you think? Put it in the comments. What you did Joseph Celia put what he thought it was? I'm interested to see it. Joseph Celia, write back and tell us your how you would rank them. Interested to hear. Is that it?
Oh yeah, that's it.
Okay. So thank you to everyone that wrote in for the People's Topics. Remember, you can write in anytime. Get your People's Topics in at Big Red Zone on Instagram and at Big Red Zone on Twitter. Make sure you follow us. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit the like button on this video as well as all our other videos. Leave a review on Apple Podcast and tell a friend. Tell just one friend today about the pod.
One single friend.
Almost at 1K on Instagram.
1K.
Almost at 1K.
Help us get to 1K, people. We're trying. Do we get verified after 1K?
Nope.
Nope.
1K. 1K is the first hurdle.
First step.
So, as always, I want to thank Danny Football and producer John for joining us. Happy Thanksgiving to you both. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone listening. Be safe and have a great week, everyone.